You gotta warm up. This is how you warm up. Do warm-ups. This is what I do before every video. It's like you're flying. You're Peter Pan. You're going to Neverland. There's an old mean man over there with a hook, but you don't care because the Lost Boys are gonna back you up. You ready? All right, let's do it. Hey there, guys. Welcome to a brand new Q&A. Ask anything as usual. You can ask anything and everything down below in the comments section. I'm here with my lady friend, Danielle. How are you doing today?
Good.
Well, since I forgot how to read, so she's gonna read off the questions that you guys asked, and she's gonna back me up a few times along the way.
Maybe.
Maybe. Now, one of the first questions we got was, John, what are your top 5 favorite Disney animated movies of all time? The first one up is going to be Aladdin. Now, by the way, these aren't in like 1 through 5, best of the best. It's just kind of 5. Yeah, I couldn't pick just one to be the best. So I'm gonna put Aladdin, Street Rat, Rift Raft. I don't buy that.
He's fantastic.
I know. You can actually sing.
A little. A little bit.
Now, speaking of Disney animated movies, now you can sing one of the songs from one of the newer ones, Frozen.
Yep.
I want to hear it.
No.
Do it. Do it. We're not going. We're not going.
The snow glows white on the mountain tonight. Not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation. And it looks like I'm the queen.
She can do it. I've heard her in the shower do it. It's magical.
I have Danielle's top 5 Disney shower songs.
Yeah, that's one of them. So the next movie is going to be Sword in the Stone. Definitely an underrated Disney movie. Merlin, that creepy old magical wizard that lives out in the woods. If I was a young boy, I'd want to be his friend, wouldn't you? But I love this movie. The next one, speaking of flying through Neverland, it's Peter Pan. I hate Peter Pan. That's from the movie Hook, not from this. But I can fly. What if I just like wore green tights around the house all the time, threatening to jump out the window to go to Neverland?
I'd probably jump out the window and not go to Neverland.
Sprinkle a little pixie dust. The next one's gonna be Robin Hood. Pay your taxes. Gotta love Robin Hood. And then Lion King. Just an emotionally impactful movie, you know?
It was a little too sad for when I was little.
Well, but that's what makes it so good. Then he's hanging out with a warthog and what is it, a warthog?
I think it's a Tasmanian devil, isn't it?
What's the hog?
No, I don't know.
Simone and Pumbaa.
Oh, yeah, you're right, you're right.
Okay. And then Scar, the creepy old asshole uncle. But if it was like real life, I would have been Scar, just hanging out in the Pride Lands all day with the hyenas, just sitting on my ass. Like, he had it good. Why did he even want to kill his brother? And the last one, and this is like number 6, but I have to give it an honorable mention. It's Rescuers Down Under. And yeah, a little boy in Australia that doesn't have an Australian accent, but I like it. Now, what are your top 5?
Okay. It's Up. I think this just reminds everybody of their grandparents. Everyone's got that old man that's kind of an asshole, but kind of soft-hearted too.
I like the first 10 minutes of Up. Like after that, you're like, okay, there's balloons, there's a house. First 10 minutes are the
Totally
best.
Believable.
Absolutely. What's your next one?
Okay, my next one's Tangled. Typical girl, I think, movie. I like her long blonde hair.
Do you like Prince Finn or whatever the hell's name? Well,
yeah.
You like him because he's a thief, a dirty thief. That's why you like him. Now, did you watch my top 10 sexiest Disney?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was number 1.
Rapunzel was number 1 because the long blonde hair.
But then it gets chopped off to short brown hair, so I just
there
don't
you
know.
go. You're like the after effect. Mm-hmm. All right.
I just like to take your top one, just knock her down a couple notches.
Keep going.
Okay, The Incredibles. This came out when I was like in middle school or something, but it was so cool. Family full of superheroes, like.
Yeah. Which superpower would you want out of that?
The baby who's crazy and turns to fire and.
I'll take super speed. Actually, I wish you had elastic abilities, like to stretch.
My next one's Monsters, Inc. I think this was the first movie when you saw it in theaters, you were like, oh my gosh, their hair looks real.
Really?
Yeah, on Sully and Mike Wazowski.
But he doesn't even have fucking hair. He's like a little green ball with a big eye.
Mike Wazowski, but Sully has hair.
Yeah, he does.
And he's purple and blue, which are my 2 favorite colors.
And what's the last movie?
And the last movie is a classic, Toy Story. This is the movie why you treated your stuffed animals and stuff so freaking well.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, I used to always, when I closed my room, I used to have my G.I. Joes, my Batman toys hanging out in my room, and every time I closed my door, I'd open it real quick to look to see if they were, like, moving.
You sneak upstairs
Yeah.
when you get home just to see if anything's moved. That's the movie. And I think, like, Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3, they're good, but I don't think that anything will ever beat the very first one.
There's a snake in my boots. Okay, so those are our top 5 Disney animated movies. She cheated a little bit with the Pixar ones, but that's okay. Technically animated films, not classically animated hand-drawn movies, though.
Oh.
So that makes you a cheater. Okay, so now we're going to jump into your questions, and we're going to keep going. So what's the first question?
Do you think that if Batman vs. Superman turns out to be a bad film and have horrible reviews, do you think the DC cinematic universe will continue?
That's good. Yes, absolutely. It's going to continue. Either way, it doesn't matter how shitty, how bad that movie is, it's going to make a lot of money. $1 billion+. But I don't think they're going to make a bad movie. It seems like everyone's aware that bad comic book movies exist because let's think about it. They hired Ben Affleck. They're aware that you can make bad comic book movies. Look at Daredevil. And they're like, we don't want to do that shit again. Plus, if you look at how much money is riding on this movie, because this is setting up the Justice League, this is setting up the Batman spin-off movies, the Green Lantern movies, the Flash movies, billions and billions of dollars lie in the hands of this Batman versus Superman movie, and I think they're going to do everything in their ability to make it as good as they possibly can. Now, if it's bad, what was even the question? I was thinking about Batman too hard,
Well,
right?
the DC cinematic universe, like, John, what would you do if your new house was infested with spiders, like in the movie Arachnophobia starring Jeff Daniels?
I'd probably call that big exterminator guy, and I'd find him dead in my shed the next day. Our house actually is infested with spiders. They try to trap us in. There's cobwebs on the back door and front door, and if you destroy them, the next day, they're there again.
Big webs.
Yeah.
I had a friend come over and she walked right through one. It was hilarious, but I wouldn't have wanted to do that.
Yeah. I killed a spider tonight. I was grilling turkey hot dogs, and I took the broom and I killed a spider. And for some odd reason, it made me feel like a big man. Like, it empowered me. Like, I felt like Prometheus. I was in control of life, and I got to destroy it. But I did, however, there was a cricket. When I took off the tarp to the grill, there was a big cricket. And I let him live. I looked at him, and my conscience got the better part of me. And I was like, I gave him a little tap, and he flew off into the distance.
That's so
It made me feel like Pinocchio.
nice. Hey, John, I was just wondering what your favorite Jack Nicholson movie is. And would you put Jack Nicholson in your top 10 favorite actors? He sure is in mine.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. That's how I was gonna wake you up the other day. Favorite
normal.
Nicholson movie? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. What is your favorite Nicholson movie?
Isn't he in Anger Management?
Out of all the great fucking performances this guy's given in his life.
No names.
Give me an example. This is
You asked me.
You want me to ask you back for
anything
another
else.
Q&A in the future? Anger management. It's your choice.
I don't really.
All right, keep going.
Okay.
Next one.
Let's talk about Purge Anarchy, since you never did your review and you have 3 pages worth of notes.
I did, yeah. Okay, yeah. A while back, I told you guys I was going to do a Purge Anarchy 2 review or whatever, and I had 3 pages of notes, and I kind of shot the review, but something about it, okay, first of all, that movie, it's slop. It's modern day slop. It's the new incarnations of the Saw movies. And what does that mean? Let's put some sloppy shit together as quickly as we can, release a new one every year. We'll make it for a small budget, and it'll make a lot of money. Was it better than the first one? Light years better. The first one was an insult against humanity. This one was just a slap in the face, and I can take that. I liked Frank Grillo. He almost seemed like the Punisher walking through the city night. I don't know. What do you think about it?
For being a movie where all they do is kill people, it was stagnant.
Stagnant. I like that.
Stagnant.
Yeah, it definitely... Yeah, if you can murder people legally, it's not hard to make an entertaining, gruesome movie, but that movie just...
Would you pretend that you were dead?
I I don't know. I would probably wear like a Jason Voorhees mask with 2 machetes and machine guns on my back and just act fucking crazy even though I'm scared shitless. Because you're not gonna fuck with the guy wearing a Jason Voorhees mask on The Purge, are you? Probably not.
Okay, which movie do you prefer? Shawshank or Forrest Gump? Versus Forrest Gump and Mac Carter. He wanted a shout out. So.
Well, Matt Carter. Matt Carter. I wish my name was Matt Carter. I almost should be like a rap producer or something. But I'd be like a white kid with like a white beater on, but they call me Matt Carter. Shawshank versus Forrest Gump. 2 totally different movies. Both came out in 1994. Shawshank should have won the award that year. I think Forrest Gump got it out of favoritism. But both great movies. Almost could be in my top 5 movies of all time, both of them. And they actually are. But I'm going to go with the Shawshank. I know one time I said Forrest Gump, but I'm going to go with Shawshank because Andy Dufresne and Morgan Freeman's voice, just magic in your ears. Poof! My name's Morgan Freeman. Keep going.
Okay. Hello, John, fellow Hoosier here. What movie do you enjoy more? X-Men, Days of Future Past, or Guardians?
Ooh. I think X-Men Days of Future Past is the better movie, but Guardians is so damn entertaining. Which one? I'm going to go with X-Men Days of Future Past. I think it's a better movie, but Guardians is like right under it, but tonally a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun, a little bit more fluffy. But I think X-Men Days of Future Past has a little bit more impact. What do you think?
I enjoyed both of them, but I think that Guardians, for me, because I'm the typical female, I like, romantic comedy, funny comedy. That's basically all I pretty much would prefer to watch. So I
mean, you said Jack Nicholson's best movie was Anger Management. So
I'm gonna get so much crap for that.
Yeah,
I know it. Gosh, guys, I'm sorry. But I liked Guardians. I just felt like it was funnier. I don't know. It did more for me, I think. I just liked it. I am Groot. If you had a pet monkey, what would you train it to do?
You don't want to know.
Oh my god. I would train it to pick up John's clothes so I don't have to.
Yeah, I would train it to cook really good food.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Would you rather have Harry Potter sensually brush your teeth or breastfeed off Morgan Freeman?
I could just like Morgan Freeman's nips?
Yep.
Absolutely. I don't even know I don't even know what the other part of that was. Yes and yes. Jonathan, that's real good.
Okay, this is a pretty lengthy question, but it's good. So just
all right.
Keep listening. Hey, John Hulk Flickster.
I like that.
What is your favorite movie intro of all time? The kind of intro that really immersed you into the experience and atmosphere of the movie right at the beginning. Personally, mine is Top Gun, from the theme music to the end of Danger Zone song. I think that the intro of the movie in full sound blast is best thing ever, with the kick-ass jets and afterburners on the carrier. What are your thoughts?
So, favorite movie intro of all time?
Essentially.
Yeah, where do you start with that? I mean, you go with the opening to like The Dark Knight, the bank robbery scene. Fantastical, great, well done, makes sense. See, that's a very perplexing question. It requires a lot of time to think. Do you have a favorite movie intro? You think of one. You talk to the camera. I gotta look at my movies and ponder this.
Favorite movie? Just the beginning of
Just the beginning,
movie?
one that blows your melon.
I don't know.
The movie Drive has a great opening, too.
See, I've never seen that.
See, I love heist movies, so those are the kind that give me little goosebumps all over my body, make me tingle, but I'm still... Yeah.
That was a question. What's your favorite heist movie?
Oh, heist movies. You got the movie Heat, you got the movie Point Break, you have... Ocean's 11, but I'm gonna go with Point Break because it wasn't about the money. Actually, yeah, I just fucked it up. It wasn't about the money, man. It was about us against the system. It was about showing that the human spirit's still alive while everyone else is itching at the freeways in their metal coffins. I'm still thinking about the best movie. Oh, the movie Town. The Town, too. I'm leaving this whole town in my review, man.
But, I've never seen Point Break. So we're going to watch that, I think, so...
You bet you're at... You want to stay in this house? You're watching Point Break.
So we're watching Point Break.
Do you respect the Swayze?
I respect the Swayze. But, yeah, so I'm excited. I like to watch... I like movies. So, our master bedroom is the movie room. So there's a question that says, hey John, how do you stay built or good physique eating frozen pizzas and Mountain Dew in every video?
Well, before I answer that, I first want to say one of the best intros of all time is from the movie American Psycho, where Christian Bale is doing his morning routine. Maybe my favorite intro of all time, and I'm going to stick with that for now. As far as eating pizzas and drinking Mountain Dew, I do that in videos every once in a while, but it's not what you do on a inconsistent basis, but it's what you do consistently that defines you, right?
Yeah.
So I don't eat frozen pizzas every day, once or twice a week, sure, but yeah, so I eat pretty good throughout the week. There's a lot of protein, a lot of chicken, a lot of rice.
A lot of chicken.
Lots of chicken. So yeah, protein shakes every once in a while. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a cheat day every once in a while. But Mountain Dew, I don't care. I could drink that all day long. I take a bath in it, and I do.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
It would kill me. Meshka95 asks, if you could choose someone to interview, who would it be?
If I could interview anyone, I'm sure they're asking that because I got to interview actor Sean Bean. It was scary, it was intense, and that was like the only big celebrity I've ever met in my life. And the first time I meet them, I had to fucking interview them. It was scary. Maybe, you know what? Nicolas Cage. I want to interview Nicolas Cage because it would be the greatest thing ever. He could give me the most mundane questions or answers to my questions, and it'd be fucking intense. I just feel like I want to hug the man, and I know that's not normal or healthy, but I need it.
I feel like you would just stare. I feel like you'd interview him and then you'd remember all his responses and then just stand in the mirror and just try to impersonate him. I think that's what you'd do.
Yeah. There's a man out there with his finger on a bone. Or I could eat a peach for hours.
We'll do one more question. Jennifer Aniston or Jessica Alba? Go.
Oh, let me ask you this. Let you answer it first.
Well, we just watched the new Sin City movie, and Jessica Alba's in it, and she looks good. So, I mean, Jennifer Aniston, she's one of those people that no matter how old she gets, you're just too good looking.
She's like a fine wine. She gets better with age.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I'd say Jessica Alba.
I'm going to go, you know what, just to be different, don't get me wrong, Jessica Alba, yes, but Jennifer Aniston, I just feel like she would treat me so much better.
Yeah.
She would just nurture, secure my soul, and just really take care of me in the most nurturing way ever. So I'm going to go with Jennifer Aniston. So anyway, guys, that'll wrap up this Q&A. As usual, ask anything and everything down below. Thank you, Danielle, for joining me today. So, how'd you like it? Is it harder to do these videos than it seems like in just watching them?
Yeah, reading the questions thing, it's interesting.
It's multitasking. It's hard.
It is.
How do you think I feel? I'm reading through them, hundreds of questions. The lights are glaring in my eyeballs. The camera is blinking at you. It's hard, man.
It's intimidating.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching as usual. Ask anything and everything down below, and I'll see you next time.